Yo, what's going on? We are live from Japan. What's happening, guys? How the hell are you guys? Bitcoin. I haven't really had much time to look at charts or anything. We finally got into our hotel last night, and here we are. But so finally going to be able to start doing the live streams, putting some content out. Now that we're here, let's have a look at what's going on. Bitcoin dropped down to 80,600, and I'm upset because I didn't have the opportunity to scoop any up at that level because I was probably sleeping when that happened. It is only 9 o'clock in the morning here in Japan. I just spoke with KJ this morning and Hara about our meeting coming up and stuff. So very excited about that. Good times, guys. Good times. But let's get into the chat a little bit. Let's see what everybody's feeling like. Let's get our finger on the pulse of the market. What's happening out there? Let's get into the chat. 0 super chats to start the stream. William, what's up, buddy? On my 8th beer. Let's get this party started. There you go. Yeah, I guess it's probably like back home. It's like 6 p.m. So blessings, John. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Splake says Zbeka and XCN going crazy. Are they going crazy? Let me have a look at the crypto bubbles here. Going crazy. Oh, yeah. ZBEC is up. Wow, look at that. ZBEC's up 27.5%, and XDN is up 26.2. Nice. Nice little recovery there for them. Nice little bounce anyway. You know me says, hit the like and subscribe. Yes, absolutely, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Jay Money's in the house. We got Bulbasaur. What's happening, buddy? Paul, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. You know me says, I hope you had a good flight yesterday, Rob. You know what? My neck hurts. I have a headache. My back hurts. It's a long flight. It's kind of a pain, but we're here. Beast mode. Time to give beers to Bears a swift kick in the ass. I like it. On my third beer. There you go. It's me, Mario. What's up, man? Glad you made it safe to Japan. Let's get this alpha, baby. Absolutely. You know, he says, thanks for the content from Japan. It looks like some of our projects are pumping today. Any specific reason why? Honestly, no idea, man. No idea. I told you guys over the last 2 days, though, when I was able to pop on, that we should be expecting a bounce across the market. Everything's been extremely oversold. So it's not a surprise that we're seeing a bit of a bounce. I'm expecting higher levels, to be honest with you. But don't make the mistake of thinking that because we're going to get a bounce and a bit of a recovery in the market, that means that now we're going parabolic. Don't fall for that, guys, right? I'll be back in 14 minutes. Konnichiwa. What's up, Rob? What are you thinking? Biddy still going down, brother? Yeah. I heard it says, heard if it stays above 84K, we might have found a local bottom. I sure hope so. Swift is blowing up. Is Swift coin pumping too? Let me have a look at Swift. Some of these coins are so oversold. Yeah, Swift coin's up 41.5% today, guys. Crazy. Yeah. Listen, you're going to start finding people saying that we're going to recover, especially as we go. But I told you guys when things were at their reddest, like over the last few days, I told you guys that we should be expecting a bounce as high as between 106 and 110,000 or 104 and $110,000, right? Because there's a CME gap there. So we could come all the way back up to that level, but that doesn't mean we're going higher, right? That's us putting in the right shoulder on a head and shoulders pattern on Bitcoin. So I've been talking to the Patreon members about that over the last few days, just about, that might be, unless you're willing to round trip your bags, that might be an opportunity to, when we get that run up again, to maybe take profits off the table and stuff, or find an exit price point, or just hold on and DCA. I mean, it's not financial advice, but I've been telling you guys about that for a while. So don't start falling into the trick of, you want it to bounce, it's not bouncing, it's not going up, you want it to go up, and then I tell you it's going to go up to 106 to 110, and it does, and then you start listening to other YouTubers telling you it's going to new all-time highs. You're going to get stuck. You're going to get screwed, right? Don't fall for that. Don't fall for it. H. Barbarina in the house. What's up, man? Rob, we haven't been DCing. I swear, I don't believe you. I'm on my fourth beer. Nice. What time is it there? Right now, it is 5. It's 8:55 a.m. here. Swift coin. Yeah, Swift is looking like a beast right now. Divine Vibes, second largest bag. Swift up over 100% yesterday. Nice bounce, guys. Still no super chats. Holy smokes. Swift's been popping too. Short squeeze activated. Let's go. I'm not going to answer that because you ask me 16 times every single time I live stream and you get an answer. So Overcome, what's going on? Pith, very bullish on Pith. Extremely bullish on Pith. Yo Mars, what's happening, buddy? And of course, Brandon, what's up, my guy? Good to see you, man. All right, let's get into some of the news, shall we? Let's see what's going on out there. All right, let's see what's going on out there. First up, what do we have? Bitcoin, here's how much Bitcoin cost 10 years ago and how far it's come. A decade can feel like an eternity in crypto, but few charts illustrate Bitcoin's evolution better than its long-term monthly performance. TradingView data highlights just how dramatic Bitcoin's rise has been, moving from relatively modest price ranges 10 years ago to levels above $84,000 yesterday, even after the latest market correction. Going back to late 2015, on the monthly chart, Bitcoin traded in a completely different world. At the time, Bitcoin hovered around $300 to $400 range. Can you imagine that, guys? Buying Bitcoin at $300 to $400 back in 2015. With low liquidity and limited institutional presence, the market was still recovering from the Mt. Gox fallout and the idea of Bitcoin ETF spot approvals. That was just like a fugazi. It was a something that you couldn't imagine was ever going to happen. On large scale corporate holders was still years away. The chart shows a slow but steady accumulation phase throughout 2015 and 2016, long before Bitcoin entered its first major worldwide cycle of broader awareness. Fast forward to 2025, and the difference is staggering. Bitcoin's rise from just a few $100s to over $84,000 represents one of the most impressive multi-year performances of any asset class. The chart highlights several key phases. The 2017 breakout, Bitcoin's first parabolic rally towards $20,000. 2021 showed a cycle peak, a fast liquidity-driven move past $60,000. 2022 to 2023, the reset, a steep macro-driven correction. 2024 to 2025 cycle, renewed institutional demand, pushing Bitcoin above the $100,000 region before a sharp monthly pullback. Even with the latest candle showing a 23% monthly decline, Bitcoin remains tens of thousands of dollars above its earlier year consolidation zones, proof of how much the asset has matured. The latest monthly candle shows Bitcoin dropping to around 84,300. It's actually 84,700 right now, marking a significant retracement from the cycle highs above $120,000, 126,000 actually. Trading volume remains elevated, suggesting active participation and high volatility. Typical of late cycle corrections before price finds its next stable range. Despite the sell-off, Bitcoin is still far above all previous cycle peaks, demonstrating long-term resilience even during aggressive pullbacks. Looking at the full 10-year range compresses Bitcoin's entire history into a single message. The long-term trend has remained sharply upward. What cost a few $100s 10 years ago now trades at levels more than 20 or 200x higher, illustrating the scale of Bitcoin's adoption and the impact of institutional investments, spot ETF flows, global macro acceptance, and increased supply scarcity. While short-term volatility remains extreme, the long-term narrative is unmistakable. Bitcoin has transformed from a speculative experiment into a globally recognized asset class. So, guys, the reason that I went through that with you is because a lot of you guys need to start zooming out, right? So many people want to get rich in a month. And I have another article I'm going to cover, kind of, showing you what I'm talking about here. People get indoctrinated into crypto thinking that they're going to they're going to become multimillionaires in a few months. They don't bother thinking about, like, if you're angry at the day-to-day price action, if you're like literally emotionally angry that it's not making you rich today, you're doing it wrong, right? I've said to you guys for 3 years now, I've been running this channel, that you need to be thinking on an 8-year mindset, 2 full cycles to become a multimillionaire in this space, right? Too many people are just, and I know that what I'm saying right now is going in one ear and out the other for a lot of you guys. You're like, yeah, I want to get rich today, right? Guys, it's not how it works, right? You should have a long-term mindset. Like I just covered, 10 years ago, Bitcoin was $300 to $400. it reached $126,000 this year. Where's it going to be if you're buying it right now? Where's it going to be 5-10 years from now? Right? That's what you should be thinking about at the end of the day. Amazing Coins with the super chat. Can't let my man not have any super chats. Yeah, broadcasting from Japan and there's like no super chats. I'm surprised. Thank you so much, brother. Jake the Snake supporting the channel. Domo arigato, Mr. Roberto. Smart ass. What else do we have? Cookie DAO. Yes, I am very, very bullish on Cookie as well. Fantastic project. Everyone bought the dip of the dip. The dip. Terry, I'm sure glad to see you, my friend. Thank you so much, brother. Good to see you too, man. Beast Mode says, would BTC dropping along with would Bitcoin dropping along with Bitcoin dominance be an unprecedented way of ending a bull market? I mean, yeah, kind of, because usually you see Bitcoin continue to go up. The reason that wouldn't be happening is because retail's not here, right? See, what happens is the reason that altcoins start to outperform Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance starts to go down, but Bitcoin's price continues to go up is because retail comes in and they're buying altcoins. They're not buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still going up because, you know, the minority of people are buying it, but the general retail investor comes in, they see Bitcoin at $120,000 or whatever. They're like, I could put my $1,000 into that and get like a fraction of a coin, or I could buy, you know, 600,000 Swift coin, right? So what do? They buy the Swift coin instead, or whatever the case might be, right? Quentin, what's going on, buddy? I'm loving all this positive advancement of ZBEC. It has been a powerhouse, no matter what the whole market's doing. Yep, I agree. David with a Y, what's up, buddy? Life's been lifing, but I hope all is well. Yeah, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Braveheart, good afternoon, Rob. Don't forget to eat the taco. Yes. Jake the Snake. There you go. What do you think about Cookie DAO? Already answered that. I already answered that. Very bullish on Cookie DAO. AI has been running the show. Dave, what's up, Mike? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Here's the other thing that I wanted to cover here. Let's have a look at it. Kind of goes hand in hand with what I was just talking about, guys, with this short-term mindset. People read these kind of articles and they hear this kind of news when they come into crypto and they think that they're about to do the same thing, right? Trader turned $11,000 into nearly $500 million through meme coins. Jake Cleaver, CEO of Digital Asset Group, recalls watching a close friend and client transform a modest $11,000 deposit into almost $500 million, primarily through an aggressive and extremely technical style of meme coin trading. The investor, described only as a gentleman from Dallas, did not rely on traditional market analysis or long-term positions. Instead, he built his fortune using a high-frequency sniper bot software designed to detect new tokens listing and execute buys and sells within. I'm not going to read any further because I don't want you guys to get any ideas. I know there's some of you out there right now thinking, I'm going to do the same thing. Guys, listen, that's not how your fortune is made in crypto, right? That's the point of what I was trying to get across to you there. Too many people are expecting to become multimillionaires in a short period of time. Again, if you're getting mad at the day-to-day price action, you're doing crypto wrong, right? And I know you don't want to hear that. I know that you're not going to listen. And I know that you're going to go watch some YouTuber that's telling you what you want to hear instead of telling you what you need to hear, right? But some people, that's just how they function. First live in Japan. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hit the like button. Absolutely. Absolutely. Smash it, whack it, crack it, guys. Let's get into this next piece. The ISO 200.22 takes over as MT fades. What it means for crypto compliance. We know we've been talking about this. Myself and Max and Rue been talking about this. The global payment system moves fully to ISO 200.22 this weekend as MT message format retire after years of parallel operation. Banks, central systems, and compliant blockchain networks brace for high-stakes cutover marked by stricter data standards and infrastructure upgrades. The Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications, or SWIFT, enforces the traditional transition starting Saturday, which is today. For you guys, Sunday for me. I'm in the future, by the way. Requiring all institutional payments messaging to adopt the ISO 20022, ending in the coexistence period open since 2023. The ISO 20022 supports cross-border wire transfers, security transactions, and other settlement processes. Blockchain networks aligned with the standard aim to connect with traditional banks and international payment services, increasing integration opportunities. SWIFT alerted institutions on X that Fin and Fin Plus users must avoid sending messages from Saturday, 1500 hours GMT to Sunday at 5 GMT, 5 o'clock, highlighting troubleshooting and contingency guidance and in its knowledge base. More than 70 countries, including Canada, Japan, and the Eurozone, have already processed payments under the ISO 20022. The United States finalized its implementation into the Fed Wire Funds Service on July 14th, which handles approximately $4.7 trillion a day. This aligned with pro-crypto policies that may incorporate the ISO 20022 compliant coin into Fed-related transactions. 9 coins currently meet the standard, including XRP, XLM, HBAR, IOTA, Algorand, Quant, and XDC. I know Cardano was trying to, and I know that Zebek will have the ISO 20022 compliance by the end of this year. That's on their roadmap. Anyway, so those are the coins. SWIFT conducted trials linking ISO 20022 to networks such as Ripple for interbank settlements and the CBDC payments, while Stellar underwent testing in cross-border transfers and stablecoin operations. The new standard aims to reduce payment failures. Insights reports that 1% to 3% of domestic payments incur failure-related charges in 1/3 of surveyed banks, while 4 to 5% occurred in the other 24%. That's a high failure rate, 4 to 5%. When you're talking about money transfers, cross-border payments see high rates, 12% to 15% of transactions incur charges in 23% of banks, and 18% reported failures in more than 25% of cases due to missing data or formatting discrepancies. The full migration to ISO 20022 promises richer payment data, lower failure rates, and expanded adoption of compliant digital assets across the global financial system. Very, very bullish, guys. Very, very bullish. What else do we have? Let's get back into the chat a little bit. There she is, the one and only Gamma Goddess. She says, let's get this money. Japan's good. I got a bad headache right now, though, to be honest. I got to find a place to get some ibuprofen or something. Made some good gains on Swift last night. There you go. Nice. The Patreon thinks it's alt season. Thanks for bringing some realistic perspective. I always got to try to be that voice of reason, my friend. Jake the Snake with the super chat says, Ohio was built on meme coins, turned $50 into $1, then bought a Zebek and win. You are winning. Yep. Exactly. Buy the highs and sell the lows, guys. 4 years of waiting and nothing but manipulation makes one wonder if the market structure cannot be trusted either. Fair enough. We can go above the CME gap to 104 to 110K and the head and shoulders pattern. Nope. If we break above and start closing above 110,500, that would invalidate the head and shoulders pattern. But anything below that is just playing it out perfectly, right? It's validating it. Jay Doran says, made a decent sell and buy on Moonwell. Nice. There you go. Milk Money, Room of the View. Hope all is well. Nice, nice, nice. How do you think the rest of November and December will go in crypto? Like I said, I think that we'll probably spend the next few weeks, probably 6 to 8 weeks, working our way back up probably to around that 106 to 110K level. And then we'll reject off that 110K level, and then we'll probably come back down again. So ZBEC will announce ISO 200.22. It's sooner, probably next week. Yes, it's supposed to be by the end of the year. So I saw that too. Nice, nice, nice. So yeah, all right. So that's that. All right, guys. So I am gonna go hunt down some ibuprofen because I got a headache, and I will see you guys a little bit later. I'll live stream again later today. I'm gonna get cleaned up a little bit. Got to get ready for my interview with Hara over at Jasmine Labs and stuff like that. So I will see you guys later today. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys later. God bless.